Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In the second stream of today, we are going to be reviewing your guys' draft. I've been asking you to send them in to me. If you want to obviously get your draft sent in to me, I'm going to pin my tweet in the top comment as well. It is FPL Tom _ on Twitter. Leave it under my most recent tweet and we will get round to as many as we possibly can. I hope you guys are all doing good as well. I can already see we've got one of the channel moderators and member as well, FPL Caleb, in the chat as well. Warren, very early with the question. He says, is Murphy from Newcastle worth a shout? I think when you've got Anthony Gordon as such a good asset, probably not. I mean, he's been playing pretty decent minutes over pre-season, but I think as well we're pretty blessed in the 5.5 million category as well. So not for me, but still might be worth a little bit of consideration. Could be a nice little differential, but not for me. I'm just going to quickly put my Twitter as the pinned comment to leave your team. Cool. We've had plenty sent in already as well, so we will start mustering our way through some of those. Just need someone to pin that. Is he going to let me pin it? There we go. Pinned. Bosh. That's pinned straight in already. FPL Aguero, he says, how are you doing, Tom? I'm doing good, man. I hope you're doing good as well. Luke Molyneux, sorry, was incredible yesterday. Yeah, that was a big dub, wasn't it? Yeah, I saw you sent your team in as well, man. Hopefully we can get round to it today. We've had plenty sent in. Slayer said, will you marry my sister? I mean, is she fit? I mean, we're not desperate, but, you know, if she's fit enough, we'll do it. Is Bob a good option? I think he could be a decent differential for the opening few weeks. But, yeah. Juan has said, do you think Mo Salah still essential even though he's not scoring today? I don't think he's entered the word essential yet, to be honest, but he's definitely a decent asset, isn't he, for the opening few weeks? I know he didn't score today, but if you look at the rest of pre-season, he's been pretty good, and the way that Slot's system is operating, I still think he's going to be a great asset, to be honest. Tom, thoughts on Trossard? Don't think he's nailed for minutes. Yeah, he's a little bit dicey for minutes, and Martinelli looked very, very good in their pre-season friendly today, so it could be a little bit of a risk. But again, could be a gamble at 7 million, gets you into the Arsenal fixtures. Maybe if we get a bit of early team news, know that he's going to play at the weekend, could be a decent shout. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of a gamble. I know I included him in one of my videos, but I probably would recommend taking him out now, to be honest. A Turkey in a Bush as well. He's in the chat, another one of our channel members. If you do want to become a channel member, it is only 99p. So it's pretty worth it, isn't it? Evening Tom, currently stuck on Bob, Rogers and Ahmed. Some very tasty options. I think Rogers is probably the one, to be honest. And Cuckoo on. I mean, and Cuckoo's not a bad shout, is he? He's not a bad shout. What do you think about Palmer? I mean, he's decent, but I'm not overly convinced by those Chelsea fixtures. And I think for that extra 0.5 million, is he justifying that price over the likes of Saka and Son? Maybe not. Will Neto play for Chelsea? I mean, they've got that many players. Surely someone's got to play. Surely someone's got to play somewhere. I mean, if you're going to offer me a sister, why not? Why not? We might as well take it. I think Luis Diaz might be a decent option. Looked good today, didn't he? Scored 2. But again, there's going to be a hell of a lot of rotation. Liverpool have another game at 5 as well today, where the other set of the side that didn't feature today will be playing. So just be aware of that one. Obviously, Liverpool did well in the early kickoff, but there's also another team at 5. So just be a little bit cautious on that one. Just be a little bit cautious. This is how my team's looking. Obviously, if you didn't come along to the kind of not deadline stream, the preview stream with Jake, where we went through our kind of final drafts, this is what I'm currently on. I think there's definitely a few positions that are still up for grabs within this side. The likes of Dominic Solanke potentially could ease his way in here. Barco, with Brighton looking to sign another left back, could be on his way out of this side as well. And then obviously Dean Henderson might be one of the players that does make way if they get strong links to Ramsdale, but that's kind of where we're at the moment. I think I'm pretty settled. It did manage to score a 95% rating on Fantasy Football Hub's AI algorithm. Obviously, if I don't get around to your draft today or your team today, there is a link where you can get your draft rated for free by AI. That's in the description. Obviously, if you want to sign up for their other amazing features on there as well, using that link below will help support the channel, which is what we want to see. Top 3, 7 million mids and below. I mean, Eze's definitely got to enter that category. I think he's 4th for predicted points over the opening 5. I think Emil Smith-Rowe could be a decent shout. And I really like Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's on a lot of the corners, free kicks, everything like that. He is just a really good player. Busy man today, Tom? Yes, we are, man. We hit the gym in the morning, got a nice little pump. And then obviously we've came back, we've done, this is the second stream now. So, you know, things are good. Obviously, as well, if you want to hit that like button, it does push it out to more people, which is exactly what we need for these streams. And obviously to keep the channel growing as well. We did hit 6,000 subscribers, which was our goal to hit before the start of the season. We've absolutely smashed through that. So let's see what we can do up until the start of the season and start moving closer to that 7,500 and even potentially 10,000. Maybe by the end of the year. I think that'd be pretty cool if we could do that. Anton's in the chat as well. Where do I send my drafts? If you want to leave them on my Twitter, FPLTom_, that is the place to leave them. And we'll have a whole host of them to go through. So I reckon we just start getting on with them, to be honest, guys. I'll keep kind of floating back into the chat and working my way through. But let's start off. We've had, as you can see, a plethora, and I mean a plethora of teams sent in here. So we're going to start with this one from FPL Aguero. Let's start with that one. Make sure you guys can see it. This was the first one sent in to me, so big shout out to him. He's got Henderson, Murillo, Munoz, Robinson, Doku, Bruno, Son, Smith-Rowe. Okay, there's a few thoughts I'm having. I'm not a big fan of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's never really hit his XG numbers, and I think it's just because he's not a natural finisher. Everton as well were the second lowest scoring team, so not great from that regard. The front three, though, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Jeremy Doku's an interesting differential. I definitely think he'll see some minutes over the opening few weeks with people back late from international duty, so could be a decent shout. And then my only other concern would be the double Palace defence, especially if they're going to lose Gahey and maybe Anderson with some of the news today. So that would probably be where my concerns lie with that team, to be honest. Everyone else, though, I kind of like. I do kind of like. We've had a donation. Thank you very much, QKA plus U0. They said, please rate my team. Of course, if you're going to send me donations in, we've got to put you to the top. Henderson, Mikolenko, Gvardiol, Hall, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Eze, Jota, Isak, Haaland. On the bench, I really like that. That is genuinely a really, really solid team, that one, to be honest. You've got the Jota for the Liverpool cover, obviously did extremely well today. I like Gvardiol, I like Hall, I like Saka. That's a really good draft. I'm going to give that like a 9 out of 10, to be honest. That's genuinely a really, really good draft. So thank you for your donation as well. Appreciate that one, man. Appreciate it. Right, let's keep cracking on. We've got plenty to get through today in terms of drafts. FPL Mackham, he says, love you to rate my team. Robinson could be Gahey if he signs for Newcastle. Very fair. You know what? I like it. It's a really, really good Haaland and Salah draft, to be honest. I mean, you've probably got like these two, but like it is what it is. Maybe if you drop Trent out of this team, you could get a 6.5 in here, but I don't hate it. But that's probably my only concern, is I don't know if Trent's going to justify that 7 million price tag. I'm a little bit uncertain on him, to be honest. So yeah, that probably would be where my only concern is. Obviously, it's still quite a nice draft. And Cuckoo as well. I know he's had pretty decent pre-season, but again, we're still waiting to see him do actually anything in the Premier League. So could be a bit of a stinker. But yeah, I'm going to give this one a 6. I think I'm just not a big fan of Trent. I think he limits this midfield. It does start to look a little bit thin after Salah, Eze and Cuckoo. But Smith-Rowe could pop off, but you know, always had injury issues. And Rodgers, I think he's going to start the season. Whether or not he can hold down that place is a different kind of debate, isn't it? Cool. Let's keep ploughing on. We've got plenty to get through. FPL Bateman, I know he's in the chat. He says, looking forward to it. Here's something spicy with a game week 4 wildcard in mind. He's gone triple Arsenal defence. Wow. Okay, mate. Triple Arsenal defence. All right. Gavardiol, Salah, Minter, Bob, Smith Rowe, Solanke, Haaland, and Isak. Why is this actually quite good? Like the midfield is pretty much non-existent outside of Salah. And there's definitely some rotation risk in there. You know, Brighton have a plethora of players. I know he's looked really good over pre-season. The fixtures aren't amazing. And I don't think Arsenal are worthy of a triple up. I know like they're top for 11FI's clean sheet data for the opening few weeks. But for me still, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I would be touching it. I don't think the fixtures are good enough to warrant a triple up on the back line. Wolves at home should be a clean sheet. Aston Villa away, probably not. Brighton at home, probably a clean sheet. And then game week 4, you're looking to dip off everyone with a wild card. So 2 out of the 3 home fixtures, maybe then. Maybe I'm underthinking it. Maybe I need to look at the clean sheet data for those opening 3 for that one. And it could be a little bit. I just think the midfield, though, is so sparse, isn't it? And all it takes is a goal to kind of wipe out some of your big hitters. But it's an interesting one. It's probably one of the more interesting drafts we're going to get sent today, to be honest. Logan has said, I don't know this at the moment. Robot may force his way in and Salah may need to make way. I mean, obviously, then you've already got Diego Jota in that position, so that could be an option to downgrade him. Kai Havertz did play up front for Arsenal today as well. João Pedro played over the weekend, so pretty decent lineup, to be honest. Obviously, I've kind of had my gripes with David Raya throughout the course of this preseason. I just can't see myself personally spending 5.5 million on a goalkeeper. Maybe you disagree, maybe you think otherwise, but for me, I just don't think it's worth it. So I'm not going to invest in David Raya. It might do extremely well for you, but not for me. But the rest of the team looks good. The only thing I would say is obviously you're benching Munoz and you're paying 5 million for him. It's an interesting one, isn't it? I just don't think we need overly too much bench cover. But I mean, you know, if these players rotate nicely around with each other, it could be a decent shout. Right, what's next? Marcus Jota is in for the first time. Tempted to cover the Liverpool attack. Yeah, I think he could be a decent option, especially for the opening few weeks. While people are coming back to full fitness, could be a decent shout to cover off Mohamed Salah. Solanke, I like in there. I think he's a great shout, to be honest. Barco, I'm seeing in a lot of people's drafts. It does look like Brighton potentially are going to be signing a backup or a new left back, should I say. So they'll have Estupiñán back probably towards September, October, then potentially a new left back as well. That probably means Barco Dream is dead. So just be wary of that one. We might have to switch him out for a different 4 million playing defender as well. But I like this team. I do like this team. It looks good. Good little bit of structure. Got a bit of Liverpool cover for Mohamed Salah. Got Saka in there as well. And then obviously got Erling Haaland, the robot himself up top. I like it. FPL Aguero as we did. Goose has said bench boost in game week 1. I mean, it's on the cards, isn't it? It's on the cards, that bench boost game week 1. And we're having less double game weeks this year. Mainly down to the way the FA Cup is working this season. So, you know what? I reckon that could be on. That could be a decent little bench boost, that. Go for it, mate. If you've got a gut feeling, play the bench boost nice and early. I never really know like when to suggest it. To be honest, usually I say like double game weeks. They're probably the better weeks to do it. But if you've got a feeling that that week is going to smash and you've got some really tasty fixtures, go for it. Go for it. Stuck between Hudson-Odoi, ESR, no Haaland. I'm hoping that De Bruyne can cover him. Looking to hold game week 61. Okay, I think double Forest midfield is probably a no-go for me. And obviously with KDB, I think he's probably going to play maybe 60, 70 minutes against Chelsea. I don't think he's going to play probably any more than that. But that's my kind of thought process on that one. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think with him not starting the game yesterday, I don't think he's quite up to full speed, so probably we'll see reduced minutes. I think he'll start, but maybe some reduced minutes. And then, yeah, probably the only other change I would make would be not double. I think I probably would take a gamble on Emile Smith-Rowe. You've already got Gibbs-White, who is the talisman of that team anyway, so that probably would be worth it. Also, you've got Munoz, so maybe Rodgers as a little bit of Aston Villa cover. Could be decent. Or Leon Bailey in the Gibbs-White position there. Just a few ideas for you. Let's see what's kicking off in the chat. See what questions we've got flying in. Best 4.5 million goalkeeper. I mean, Flecken has zero competition and has a 4 million like alternative goalkeeper. Brentford are going to have all their key centre-backs as well, so I think Fleck and Stonk is pretty high. If Johnson leaves and they don't sign Dean Henderson, Ramsdale, sorry, I think Dean Henderson could be a decent shout at 4.5. Other than that, though, the other ones start to get a little bit dicey, don't they, with rotation options and stuff like that, so yeah. The Minter disrespect is terrible. Oh, bro, I'm sorry, man. The Arsenal defence is elite. I hope it works out. Appreciate the rate. I am debating downgrading Trent to Porro. Would open Rodgers to Gordon or Jota. Yeah, I think I would prefer that, you know. Genuinely would. Pedro and Saka or Nkunku and Watkins. I think I prefer the Pedro and Saka option, to be honest, on that one, mate. If you are enjoying today's stream, or you know you've already had your team rated, be sure to hit that like button so it does push it out to more people. And if you are new to the channel as well, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. There's plenty more content coming up in the build-up to, of course, the new Premier League season. I think we're going to be live for about 4 hours on Friday before the deadline, so plenty of content coming your way. We're going to do a 3-hour deadline. We're going to do an hour preview stream around 1-2 o'clock as well, so lots of content on Friday coming your guys' way. What do you think about only having one premium defender? I mean, I was on it before. I think someone said it in the chat in the last stream. Last season was the lowest year in 6 years for clean sheets. Whether or not we're going to see maybe a resumption to clean sheets this year, that potentially could happen. But it's not the worst idea in the world. There's plenty of good covering options as well at 4.5 that could be decent. Who do you think starts in the back four for Liverpool? I mean, it's going to be Trent, Van Dijk, Kwanzaa. Then it's that left-back position. Robertson, not really seen too much of a pre-season, but playing today, but wasn't in that first side. So maybe Tsimikas gets the nod for the first game. I can't really call that left-back position. I think the other three, though, are settled for me. Is triple captain Haaland, Ipswich an option if everyone else is going to captain him, even if he gets a hat-trick? Yeah, it's definitely an option. Like I said, there is going to be a lot less double game weeks this year, so we do have to be a little bit maybe wise and take a little bit of gamble, to be honest. Trent, Kwanzaa, Virgil van Dijk, Tsimikas for the first game, and then Robbo comes in. Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. I think that's what it's going to be. What's up, Tom? Just watching while I do graphics for my new video. Hey, Golden Goal. How's it going, man? Hope you're doing good. Fresh fade looking sharp, bro. I mean, yeah, the hair needed reperming. It was on death's door, to be honest. If you are looking for another top quality content creator as well to go and check out in the build up to the new Premier League season, go and check out Golden Goal. He is making some incredible content. Personal favorite of mine would be the video you did the other day about where to find his data and stuff like that. Amazing. Like, genuinely one of the best pieces of FPL content I've seen this summer, so go and check his channel out. Amazing work. Yeah, Robbo's numbers were incredible as well. Very good point, mate. Very good point. Thoughts on Mbeumo and Kulusevski? No, not for me. Not for me, I'm afraid. Is Kwanzaa a viable option, as he probably won't come on if he's benched? Yeah, I think he's a decent option. Up until probably around match day 4-5 when Champions League starts to kick in. I think realistically it's his place to lose, isn't it? That's the way I see it. It's his place to lose. Right, let's keep going through these teams. We've got plenty more to get through. Next team up is Henderson, Gvardiol, Trent, Livramento, and Nkunku as a Smith Rowe, Salah, Joe Pedro. I like it. The only problem I have is Livramento. We still don't know what's happening with Kieran Trippier yet. So I probably would have that one down as just a Newcastle placeholder. The rest of the team, though, looking pretty sharp. It is looking pretty sharp. I think this is the only downside of the Haaland and Salah drafts, is the midfield does look a little bit questionable after you get kind of like, you know, Eze, Smith Rowe and Nkunku. They're all hit or miss. I don't see consistent points there. But let me know what you think about that one. We did that one. We haven't done this one. Flecken. I like it. I genuinely like that. I think that's really strong. A lot of people have Trent. I didn't realise how popular he was, to be honest. I did not realise how popular Trent was. People are absolutely loving him, to be honest. Maybe it's something to consider. Maybe I do bring in Trent. But I think Kwanzaa could cover him off potentially. And I think the other Porro, I mean, Saliba and Gabriel scored today as well. So I think I just can't see myself spending 7 million on Trent. That's my gripe with it, especially if you've got Salah and Haaland in the team as well. I just can't see it. I think it just limits you a little bit. I think for me as well, I would prefer to have a team with either like a Son, Saka, or Palmer or Foden over Trent. But that's just my thinking. That's just what I think about it. What did Golden Goal say there? Do you think with the sheer amount of options in the 5.5 million, it makes sense to have a player at that value? We'll send you my most recent draft. Cheers, man. It's a good point, isn't it? Because we do have a lot of quality this year at that price point, don't we? We really, really do. I think it does make the Haaland and Salah drafts a little bit more viable as well. The fact that we do have so much quality and so many options we can kind of like revert around and stuff like that. So definitely a decent shout, to be honest, mate. But at the same time, yeah, I'm umming and ahhing. Like the midfield I've got at the moment, I'm very happy with it. Like it's absolutely stacked. It's genuinely stacked with quality. And I think if I need to downgrade to a 5.5 to go and get like Solanke in, because he's the one that I'm looking at, I think it would be like an Emile Smith or a Rodgers. So yeah, maybe it is worth it, mate. Yeah, it is a really good start. Even United away, I think they could beat him in the opening game. What do you think about Watkins, mate? He hasn't played a single minute in pre-season. Think to get him from game week 3 to 4 onwards. I think he'll start the opening game. I do genuinely think he'll start the opening game, but I get your point. It might be worth a little bit of wait and see. The opening 2 fixtures, I don't really know how to call that West Ham game. I would say Villa are favourites, but West Ham making some very, very smart signings, some shrewd business in the transfer window, so could be worth a little bit of a wait. You've also got that Arsenal fixture as well in match day 2. They've looked very silky and very quick over the course of pre-season. Right, let's get back to rating drafts. We've got so many to get through today. We'll try and get as many as we possibly can today. I'm probably going to stay live till about 5 o'clock. So make sure you are getting your team sent in ASAP, and we'll try and work for as many as possible. Get your questions in as well. We'll obviously keep heading back to the chat. Henderson, Gvardio, Hall, Mikolenko. Trossard's an interesting one. Like I covered him in the Haaland and Salah draft, but I've gone a little bit cold on him, especially after the back of Martinelli's strong performance today. I think it's just too much of a rotation. Wouldn't risk it. Would not risk that. Nope, not for me. Let's have a look at the next team. I mean, I think your 5.5 million options are a little bit rogue. I think if you were to go for a 5.5, I mean, you've already got... there's no kind of Forest coverage there, so that could be a decent shout. You've also got Rodgers as well. I'm just not a fan of newly promoted sides because they're a little bit unpredictable. I think outside of 4 million defenders, I would not be looking at any newly promoted players, so that's my kind of take on that one. Muniz, interestingly, has flied up the rankings in terms of projected points, and if I put him into my team that I showed you earlier, went up to a 97% rated draft from Fantasy Football Hub. Obviously, if I don't get around to your draft today, please head over to that website. There is a link in the description, and of course, you can get yourself a free draft rating. What am I going on about? No worries, Tom, mate. Best of luck. Go and check out Golden Goals channel as well. Some amazing work over there. This one is the all-out attack team. I like Kwanzaa. Oh my god, it is. It really is all-out attack, isn't it? Surely you've got maybe not got a little bit of money. I like it though. I do like it. I'm a little bit doubtful of Watkins at the start of the season. That's probably where my concern lies. I'm not overly keen on Watkins at the start of the year. I think he's kind of faded towards maybe being behind Dominic Solanke, so that's probably, for me, where I'm at with Watkins at the moment. So he probably downgrades that draft a little bit. Next one up, again, another one with Mikolenko. Very popular at that 4.5 million range, isn't he? Didn't realise how popular Mikolenko was, but maybe some player I need to be taking a look at with some good rotating fixtures. I like the Fulham boys as well, doing some smart business at Fulham as well. If they can get Anderson, I think that makes their defensive assets great. Bruno as well played quite well yesterday in the Community Shield, didn't he? So could be a decent shout. I'm just not a fan of the United fixture, and I'm not ready to go there yet. I need to see a little bit more from them, to be honest. They're a team in transition, so let's wait and see, in my opinion. Choose the best one. If you don't want, rate all three of them. How many have you put? Oh my god, you put 3. All right, I'll choose the best one. Okay. I mean, you're big on Josh Murphy. I would probably say this one. Number 2 is probably my favourite. I think you've got a bit decent Liverpool coverage. Sells, I'm not 100% convinced by in that 4.5, but I like you've got a bit of Spurs coverage, Newcastle, City as well. I like that one. I probably would say number 2 then, Anton, for that one. Number 2 would be my favourite for that one. Next up, Henderson Cavadio. Again, Mikalenko making it in one of these. Again, I think that's a pretty standard draft we've seen across the board. Iwobi's an interesting shout. I think he's coming in at 5.5. I think with Emil Smith-Rowe being there, he's probably the go-to one, to be honest. Outside of that, yeah, I'm not as big a fan, to be honest. Not as big a fan. Cool. 0.5 million in the bank. Oh, that post has been deleted. Well, no, then I won't review that one. We did that one. Dara, tempted by João Pedro, Kwanzaa, and Jota as potential options. Thoughts? Don't want to make too many risks as Nail 90 minutes. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like, I think they're decent options are João Pedro, Kwanzaa, and Jota. But I think this is the big caveat and the big thing I'm obviously going to suggest for people at the start of the year. Don't take too many punts. The pricing at the start of the game is so volatile, like it just goes up, down, sideways, because there's that many people that if one player starts to do well, it skyrockets, it decreases, it goes down. Like it's just so volatile at the moment. So for me, I think you want as many players in there that you know are probably going to see decent minutes, going to do quite well for attacking returns. Outside of that, I would only recommend maybe one punty player, and I think you've already got that in Smith-Rowe. I think he's a decent asset, but at the same time, injury record's not been that positive. He has just moved to a new Premier League club. I think he'll start, but whether or not he can keep himself fit and play a large proportion of minutes is a different scenario. So I think you might have to just deal with that one issue on its own. You don't want to be dealing with multiple issues. So I say at maximum 1 punt, the rest should be nailed. Premier League players with proven experience that arguably haven't moved sides either. That's my advice on that one, to be honest, with punt picks. But let me know what you guys think of that one. That's what I'm obviously going to suggest to you guys to do, and that's kind of the thought process I've gone with mine as well. What's kicking off in the chat? What are you guys saying at the moment? Thoughts on selling Salah to Jota and use the 5 million on upgrades? It's not a bad shout. I think you could definitely cover him off, but I think after a few weeks, we will see the likes of Darwin and Gakpo start to be introduced to the squad, especially with Champions League football kicking off around match day 4. So it means that he's not obviously going to play every single minute, so there is going to be some rotation and stuff like that. So I would be a little bit skeptical longer term. Cells conceded 9.52 more goals than was expected on the basis of XG of shots faced last year. Okay. So Cells, not the one then. Thank you for that stat, man. I love that. Thanks for the review. Just seeing it now. We'll take all that in. Since yesterday, since that's when I had the pick, I've changed Robbo to Bruno, Doku, DCL, and bench. Okay, nice. Also, thanks for rating the draft. No worries, mate. Okay, some people are disagreeing with me. I rate that. Take as many punts as possible. I mean, you've got the wild card in the back pocket, so I guess. And obviously, you can roll transfers. So realistically, you could take maybe a few, but yeah, I'm not going to do it. I think you could lose a lot of money in the bank off the back of that. Thoughts on Havertz to cover the Arsenal attack? I mean, yes, and at the same time, no. I know he played up front today, but is there going to be games where Jesus plays up front? Is there games where he's going to be dropping back a little bit more? We're paying 8 million for a forward that could be playing in midfield. Doesn't seem like it's worth it to me, in my opinion. I think if you want some Arsenal attack coverage, Odegaard at 0.5 million more in that midfield slot could be a better idea. That's just my opinion on that one. Cool, let's keep ploughing on. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to be a great differential. I mean, again, I just don't like going for players who... I don't like going for players that for me, realistically, have just moved to a club. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but yeah, I don't like it. The rest of the team though, I really like. No complaints with that one. What other questions have we got kicking about? I've just seen loads of just flown in. Who do you think is going to be the top scoring goalkeeper this year? Good question, man. He says Henderson, Pickford, or Onana. I think Onana, if United get that defence sorted, if De Ligt comes in and they look a lot more solidified and get back to the first season under Eric Ten Hag when they were one of the best teams for XG conceded, definitely could be a shout for clean sheets. And he's a very good shot stopper as well. But again, they've got to sort that defence out. Pickford is a Sean Dyche team. So yeah, that one makes complete sense. And Henderson as well. I think if Crystal Palace don't lose all the centre-backs, could be great. They were 5th for XG conceded last season. 4th since Glatzner's appointment as well. So, you know, they're very, very good shouts as well. I think Flecken will definitely have an improved year. He's not 100%, is he? But Brentford as well, defensively, historically in the Premier League, have been a very, very good side for XG conceded. Last year, they missed Pinnock and Ben Mee, Henry. They had so many injuries at the back. All these players are back this season, so I'm expecting some slight improvements as well. And with the addition of Max Kilman, Areola could enter the scene as well. If they get their defence sorted out, could be a decent option as well. So they're probably some of the top ones that I would be saying. Raya as well, obviously, if he continues to pick up the clean sheets. Not going to probably get as many saves though, so that's probably what will let him down again. Next up, we've got Henderson Hall. Let me load that up. Henderson Hall, Barco, Pedporo. Yeah, my only concern with Barco is it is looking likely that Brighton are going to sign another left back. So just be wary of that one, especially if he's making it into that starting 11. I mean, you could just play Robinson, but at the same time, you are also now triple Fulham and double Fulham attack. I know they've got pretty good fixtures, but I don't think I would be looking at that double up in attack, especially from Fulham. That's just my opinion on that one. I think you go for one or the other. Same again, we're seeing it here. A double up of Smith Rowe and Muniz and Robinson. Or is this the same team? I think it's the same team. But yeah, that'd be my advice on that one. What do you think about this draft? Henderson, Trent, Gvardiol, Hall. I like it. But I think the only concern for me would be that... is it the double up of Liverpool or do I like that? I actually kind of like that double up of Liverpool in attack. They've got really, really good fixtures, and obviously you can switch off Jota, 7.5. You could very easily move to an Anthony Gordon, drop him down to a 6.5, or even go all the way down to a 4.5 or a 5.5 if you want to go and get, another defender or a striker in there. So you know what? I don't hate that idea. His per 90 data as well is pretty ridiculous. I want to actually get that up. Because I'm actually really curious what it was for last season. Optastats, Jota. Oh, what's his name under it? Diego, is it? What's he under? Oh, this is a pain in the arse, isn't it? I can't remember what his name's under on this game. What is his name? Diogo Jota. There he is. Diogo Jota. Let's put that to per 90 minutes. It's pretty good. 8.6 points per 90. A goal involvement of 0.6 per 90. A goal involvement of 0.78 per 90 as well. It's pretty good. His per 90 data is a bit fit, isn't it? It's pretty fit, to be honest. So maybe Diogo Jota is the one to potentially cover off people. Who knows? Right, let's get back to rating some drafts. We've got plenty to get through here. We did that one. Obviously, as well, if you want your team to definitely pop up here, make sure you are dropping me a follow on Twitter. As well, if you are an EFL fantasy manager, we have got lots of posts coming up about that as well. Videos as well. There will be one video a week on that going forward on the channel. I really enjoyed this first week of the game and we're doing exceptionally well, so we're going to keep with that. FPL Copycat, as you can see, he's using Fantasy Football Hub's AI rated tool. Again, link in the description. If I don't get around to your draft, head to the link in the description, get your draft rated for free. by AI. Very nice. Sells, yeah, we've kind of already discussed him potentially being a little bit of a rotation risk and not the greatest of options. So I think for me, I probably would drop him. Oscar Bob, I mean, he's only probably going to see out maybe 2 to 3 games at max. So I would realistically be having him in the side ASAP, to be honest. But the rest of the team I kind of like. I'd really, really like that. And I mean, if you wanted to go for Rodgers here and then have a different 6.5, that could be an option. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. Here is Golden Goals team. Oh, I like the graphics, mate. They look sick. They actually look sick. Where did you get these done? They're incredible, those, mate. Big fan of those. 95% AI rated as well. I'll rate that. He's got both Haaland and Salah in here. Okay. Okay, this is a bit fit, isn't it? This is a bit saucy, this, you know. Okay, this is very good. I genuinely am trying to find like anything. I'm a big fan. Genuinely a big fan. I think you've got both of the big boys. You've got obviously alternative captains each week. This is a great team. Great team, great graphics. Great guy as well. Great guy. Next up, Raya, Trent, Gabriel, Porro. I think there's probably already too much spent on that defence, especially including the Raya, and has probably limited why the midfield's not looking as good as it could be doing. And I think you could very easily get a Dominic Solanke in there over like some of the other ones as well. Let's keep ploughing on. James. Going to change Ahmed to Rodgers if he doesn't start in game week 1. I mean, if Rodgers does start, though, and gets off to a great start, could be a little bit of a problem. The rest of the team, though, I like. I definitely like that. Anderson, obviously, double Palace defence. Maybe not the one, but he could move to Fulham, and then, yeah, maybe he'll have double Fulham defence. Kwanzaa at 4.5 as well is a great shout. Yeah, I just saw you comment on that one. Fleck and Cavani. Yeah, I think the double Arsenal defence is not the one. I think they are top of projected clean sheets over the opening few weeks, but for me, I'm not seeing that one, to be honest. I think then it's meant that the rest of the team looks a little bit thin, and playing 4 at the back with the low amount of clean sheets we got last season, probably not the one, mate, to be honest. Let's have a look at this one. I like that. I genuinely like that. I think that's a pretty good team. Yep, I'm a fan. I am a fan of that one. That looks quite good. We did that one already. Henderson, Gvardiol, Kwanzaa, Gabriel, Salah, Saka, Eze, Son, Solanke, Muniz. All right, okay. I can get on board with that one as well. I think that looks like a really good draft. I'm a fan of that. I am a fan of that. Jota only got 90 minutes 3 times though last season in the Premier League. Interesting. Maybe puts people off. I mean, he is an option for the first few weeks in my opinion, but I don't think he's going to see many minutes, is he? Probably going to get like 60 off him, and then they'll start bringing in the other ones. You think Gabriel is worth over the 0.5 for Raya? Yeah. I genuinely do. Because what I think it allows you to do is further down the line, if Arsenal's defence is not looking great, you can just hop off him. Very easily, hop off him, move to a Gvardiol, move to Maddison, who I think at some points will be in a lot of people's teams. You can also move on to Robertson as well. There's just so much rotation. Whereas goalkeepers, especially premium goalkeepers, their max is 2 to 6 points. They don't make many saves, so it means they're not going to do overly well in terms of the bonus point metrics as well. So, are you really going to waste a transfer on a guy who could get 2 to 6 points because he's not doing as well as you'd hoped? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. If you want to just type your team in the chat, we'll get round to it at some point. If you don't want to, you have all your mates see your team. I know what it's about. Next team up. Bum, bum, bum. Again, another one with Trent. I can't believe how many people have got Trent in their team. Madueke's an interesting one. I know he's had a pretty decent pre-season, but I think I would prefer Nkuku if I had to go for anyone from that Chelsea team. That'd be my opinion on that one. Next up. I kind of like this. I like this. That front three is good. I'm just a little bit unsure about Watkins at the moment. That's only where my kind of problems lie at the moment for me with this team is I'm not 100% convinced on Watkins for the first 2 weeks. Was not in their last preseason game as well, but I expect him still to start the season. Oh, where have we gone? Cool. I think we're actually done. That's all of them. I think that's everybody's team. I think we've gone through everyone's team. So thank you, everyone who did get the team in. Keep them coming in. We are going to be live for a little bit longer, so we'll answer some questions as well and talk through my team. But yeah, I didn't think we'd actually get through them all, but we have. So thank you very much. Jota can easily haul in 60 minutes, 100%. Did you know Indo can run 100 metres? And he also holds the world record for the number of defend. You had me. I was like, what world record has he got? Nope. Is it worth going Salah and Diaz / Diego Jota, and which one? Probably. It's hard to say. Where to send on Twitter? If you want to @ me or just leave it under my most recent tweet. Obviously, I pinned it in the chat, so you can leave it there. Wood or Munoz if you have ESR, surely. I probably would go Wood, yeah. If you already got that bit of Fulham coverage, I think they're not like a top 6 team, are they? So probably not worth doubling up on. So that would be it. Do you think Nunez can cover Salah? I don't expect him to start the opening games. I genuinely don't. I think he'll come off the bench. That's my kind of take on that one, to be honest. I don't think he's going to start the first few games. Ahmed, Bob or Rodgers? I think Bob's probably shelf life is a couple game weeks at max. Rodgers will probably start to see a little bit of rotation, and so will Ahmed. But I think Rodgers probably top, and then Ahmed and Bob. It's close, but I definitely think both of them are going to see quite a bit of rotation, especially when European football kicks in. So yeah, I probably would say Rodgers is my top pick. Raya, Gavardio, Munoz, Kwanzaa, Robinson. I like it. It's a stacked midfield, isn't it? And it's quite similar to mine. You must have a bit of money in the bench. Oh, you got Raya. That's where that extra mill's gone. I sent my team in, but you haven't seen it. I mean, if you want to, it sometimes doesn't pop through. Just make sure you are following me. Because sometimes it doesn't quite come through, and then you might need to send it again if that's the case. Jamal Lowe's already scored for Sheffield Wednesday. If you play EFL Fantasy. There you go. But yeah, just make sure you are following me on Twitter, because sometimes the teams don't send through and don't pull through sometimes. That's just how it goes. Do you think Solanke will start the first couple of games for Spurs? I mean, Ange was very positive in his comments on Twitter, so I think he will. I genuinely think he will. I think he'll start the opening couple games, to be honest. Like I said, guys, there is plenty of content coming up on the channel over the next week as well. Plenty of videos, plenty of streams as well. On Friday, we'll probably be streaming for around 4 hours, maybe a little bit longer as well if we keep going up till 7:30, and we'll discuss EFL Fantasy and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be a long day on Friday. I've booked a half day off work, but we are here, boys. We're going to be talking everything FPL. We're going to be doing a deadline stream, a preview stream, team ratings, everything. Everything you need to get the best start at FPL this season. Like I said, we're still doing these teams as well, so get them sent in. What do you think about Murphy? I mean, he's played decent minutes over pre-season. I think there's just probably better options out there. Yo, Tom, fresh haircut. How much you pay at the moment? I pay £50 for a cut, and I have way shorter hair than you. Way expensive, in my opinion. My hair costs me absolutely nothing. My kind of mum, if you like, cuts my hair for me and does all the perm and stuff like that for free. So shout out to her. Big shout out. How much longer are you live? Probably like 5-10 minutes. We'll just see what questions we get in as well. Ryan Sessegnon is one to keep an eye on. 4.5 million defender. Could play on the wing. Potentially at some point. What rank am I aiming for this season? I mean top 100k, especially because now we've got more players in the game, more informed players as well. Like a couple of years ago, getting a top 100k was easy-ish. Now you've got obviously data, you've got content creators, you've got people copying content creators. There's a lot more informed managers. A couple of years ago, you probably could have gone into a game week with Barco and he'd be very rarely owned. Now everybody knows about Barco. So, yeah. There's a lot more informed managers. So a top 100k finish would be great. I think if we could get a great start, it would be really good for the channel as well. Just sent mine on Twitter. Love your channel, by the way. Yeah, thank you very much for that, man. We'll go and check that out in a second. We're all going to be panicking on Friday. Don't worry. I will definitely be calm. No, I won't. Where did you finish last season? 100 and something. I can't quite remember. It was not great. Mateta absolutely ruined me the past few weeks. Same with Gvardiol as well. Just I couldn't get back. Every week I made progress. We'd take about 20k back. So we'd go forward 10k, back 20k, and it just didn't end well, to be honest, towards the back end of the season. So it was 170, something like that. It wasn't great. The previous year was 62. So it's just swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What do you think about Brendan Diaz? The AI really likes him at his price. Yeah, I think he's decent. Like his minutes in the Premier League for Sheffield United, a team already basically relegated. He was great. He was really, really good. Which 4.5 million Newcastle defender is most likely to start in game week 1? Probably Lewis Hall. I sent it again. Cool. I'll take a look if it's appeared in the notifications. If not, mate, whack it in the chat or drop me a DM on Twitter. My team is 98% rated on Fantasy Football Hub. Wow. Tell me what that team is. Mateta took me from 4k. Yeah, literally. Mateta, I had the free hit, though. That's the thing. I had the free hit, but benched him for Isak, who got 2, and Mateta obviously went on to get like 50 whatever points. You look like Marco Russ. Who the hell is Marco Russ? Marco Russ. Do I? Do I look like Marco Russ? I'm not 100% sure on this one. Let me get a picture of Marco Russ up for you, chat. Let me know if I look like Marco Russ. Marco Russ. Alright, this is supposedly... I don't know if you guys can see this. It's because it's over here, isn't it? It's not going to let me see it. But this is the guy here. Can you guys see that? Marco Russ. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the Marco Russ one, to be honest. Oh, Marco Reus. Definitely not. Definitely not. Not looking like Marco Russ either. There's just... No. We're not seeing that one. We are not seeing that one. Some people have apparently sent their teams over, so let's have a look. Yeah, we've had a few more filter through. It looks like only 2, though, here. Lucas said, not sure what one to go with. Let's have a look. Simicast. I think like Robertson is back, so just be wary of that one when you are going for Simicast. I think for me, there's too many gambles in this side. Gamble, 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 gamble. 4 gambles at the start of the season, not worth it in my opinion. This one's a lot less gambly, probably maybe 2, 3 gambles in there. But yeah, I probably would prefer 2. Probably would prefer 2. Nah, you're way more handsome, bro. You guys are just flirting a bit too much. It's just too much flirting, guys. Top 3, 6.5 mids. I like Morgan Gibbs-White. I do. I just think he's good. And Cuckoo's a decent shout as well at that price point. And then if Szoboszlai's playing in the 10, he could be a great differential shout. So I'm going to go with that one. I added my 426 game week 30 rank to my CV. Yeah, you whip that out in a job interview. Job's yours. Done. Done. Done, no. Simple. Let's have a look. Apparently some more people have sent me their teams, but it's not filtering through. Let's have a look. I can't see any recent ones. Did Luke's. That's it, unless there's some in here. Oh, here's some more. Dante. Henderson, Gabriel, Alexander. That's a strong team. But I prefer that one. I prefer 2. 2 over 1 for that one. FPL Caleb, one of our channel members. I didn't do his team. Whoops. I really like that. That's a great team. And that got a 98. Oh, that's similar to mine. It's very similar to mine. That got a 98. Oh my god. I am tempted, you know. That is fit. That is a bit fit. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ethan has sent me his team through as well. Henderson, Mikalenko, Hall, Trent. I like that. That's a good team. Genuinely a good team. I like that. I do like that indeed. Right, what other questions have we got? It's changed. Oh, what's it changed to? Or is it not that? I'll say the new team. Cool, man. The good thing about Brennan Diaz is already played with Armstrong at Blackburn. He did. Oh my god, he did. They'll already have a partnership. Green link on FIFA. The chem's already there. The chem is already there. We'll wait for FPL Caleb to put his 98% rated draft team in the chat, and then we'll probably call it a day for today, guys. If you did enjoy today's stream, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, there is a lot of content coming your way over the next few days. We're going to have a video out tomorrow. We're going to have a video out Tuesday. Wednesday will be stream and probably a video. Thursday will be probably a double upload day. It'll be a video. Actually, no, it'll probably be a stream and a video. Maybe like another one of these, and then the what's it called? What's it called? The EFL video, and then Friday, like I said, it's going to be streams galore. Yeah, I'll take a look, Freddie. Let's have a look. Here we go. Here's Freddie. We'll do these last 2, and then we'll call it a day. Can you rate my team? I like it. I just don't think you need maybe double Villa attack at the start. Martinez as well, I think, is a bit of a gamble. We don't know what that United defence is going to be like. Last season, XG conceded terrible, so probably would recommend an avoid. And then Trent, Munoz. I like that. I do like that. That's an interesting team. Sells is the interesting one. We spoke about him potentially not being an option, so yeah, I probably would not go for that one. Then Dylan said hard to choose. 2. 2 for me, Dylan. I would not have Maddison, though. I think if I wanted a Spurs midfielder, maybe... That's a difficult... You've already got Solanke covering that off, so I'm not keen on the Maddison position. I'd rather have Eze. I would rather have Eze, to be honest. Oh, wow. Okay. 98% that is. Jesus. All right, well, we'll take a look at that one. Cool. I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Like I said, there is plenty of content coming your way over the next few days, so make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Drop me a follow on Twitter as well, so you will be notified when I do one of these kind of streams again. But thank you very much for watching today, ladies and gentlemen, and good luck in Game Week 1.